Hello, and welcome to my unboxing of the both the Gamera Showa era set and the Gamera Heisei era set. Um, I don't have the Gamera Complete Collection set, as that one, I don't remember if it was a limited release, but I remember that it was incredibly difficult for people to get, even if they pre-ordered it. Um, so yeah, and like as much as I would have loved to have that version, with like all the extra stuff. I mean, these are fine too. Uh, yeah. Plus, the artwork is still done by Matt Frank, and I think his artwork is absolutely amazing. As I'm sure you can tell, and like even the way that these two box sets are like supposed to go together like this, like I don't know, I quite like it. Anyways, let's look at the Showa era set first, shall we? So let's just move that to the side. And here we go. So yeah, this is the Showa era set. I really like the artwork, like I mentioned here. Like obviously, like you have Gamma right here. The fact that he actually has four fingers. The weird like almost grill or like grilled patty look of his stomach there. Um, yeah, I also love how like um, you know, on the back there's all of the monsters there. Actually, I kind of love the just like the sort of how on this side the monsters are purple and the background is red, and then on this side the monsters are red and the background's purple. Yeah. Anyways, to put this back, um, yeah, I quite like it because like you got Virus, Zigra, Gyaos, Barugan, Jiger, Kirin, and you even have the super women. I don't remember what they're called because I I don't like Gamera Super Monster, but that's what they're from. Yeah. So here's the front. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's the spine. Yeah, and you have all of your movies. Gamera the Giant Monster, Gamera vs. Barugan, Gamera vs. Gyaos, Gamera vs. Virus, Gamera vs. Gurin, Gamera vs. Jiger, Gamera vs. Zigra, and Gamera Super Monster. Um, yeah. Then on the back you have all of this text. If you want to read that, go ahead. I'm not going to. Um, yeah, and then there's also all of the cases here. So let's take those out. It's a sturdy-ish box. Um, yeah. So then let me just rearrange these. There we go. So let's look at the first one, Gamera the Giant Monster. Again, more Matt Frank artwork. Um, yeah, I like the clear case with the blue Blu-ray logo there. Um, yeah, I also love how this artwork is in black and white because this is the only Gamera movie that actually is in black and white. Because, as I'm sure you know, Gamera started off as a ripoff of Godzilla, even to the point of the first movie being in black and white, like Godzilla was. Um, Even though at this point it was 1965 and most films were in color at that point. But yeah, here's the front, here's the spine, and then here's the back. Um, yeah. Then when we open this up, yeah, we have an advertisement for other Arrow Video Blu-rays. A lot of Arrow Video stuff is Region B locked or Region 2 if you're going by the DVD labels. So yeah, luckily this is a Region A Blu-ray release, so I'm glad about that. But yeah, actually it might be Region Free. Uh, no, it's Region A. Anyways, so yeah, here's the disc. It's the same artwork as the front here. However, one cool thing about this is when I pop the disc out, it's actually a reversible cover. Um, so you can reverse this cover and you can make the cover art the original poster for Gamera the Giant Monster if you want. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. You don't really see that very often anymore. Like the only uh, Blu-rays that I can think of that you can really do that for is by Shout Factory or Scream Factory if you're going by off their horror films. But yeah. So let's move on to the next Blu-ray here, which is for Gamera versus Berrigan and Gamera versus Gyaos. Yeah, I should mention that um, some movies share discs. Uh, so yeah, I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of that. I'm personally not a big fan of that, but at the same time, you don't really notice it for these films. But yeah, more Matt Frank artwork that I quite like. So yeah, here's the front. Here's the spine. Then here's the back. Yeah, it's region A locked right there. I didn't realize that. Anyways, yeah. Then when we open this up, yeah, here's the disc. It's that artwork right there, but it's flipped for some reason. Yeah. Then when we take the disc out, it's both posters for Gamera versus Berrigan and Gamera versus Gyaos. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So then let's move on to the next Blu-ray, which is for Gamera versus Virus and Gamera versus Girin. Yeah. I do like this artwork as well. Especially this one of Gamera when he's like in the water. I don't know. I quite like it. Yeah. Here's the front, spine, and the back. Then when we open this up, yeah, you have this one with Gamera flying in space. Then when we pop out the disc, you have the theatrical posters again. Yeah. And then for the final Blu-ray of this set, we have Gamera vs. Jagger, Gamera vs. Zigra, and Gamera Super Monster. Yeah, here's the front, spine, and then the back. Then when we open this up, yeah, I don't know why, but I really love this artwork for Gamera, even if it's supposed to be associated with what is easily the worst Gamera film in my opinion, and probably one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. I wish I was kidding. I do not like Gamera Super Monster. Yeah, and then here is the reversible cover for all three of the films. Yeah. Anyways, let's go to the TV and let's see what all of these discs have to offer. All right, this is the disc menu for Gamera the Giant Monster. Yeah, same artwork as the disc. Yeah, this also doesn't have any music, so yeah, it's a very boring disc menu, but at least it's easy to navigate. So yeah, you have play film, special features, commentary by August Ragone, introduction by August Ragone, Gamera the Invincible. If you don't know what that is the American release of Gamera the Giant Monster, done in a very similar style to the 1956 Godzilla King of the Monsters, where they add in scenes of American actors, and also just very, very bad dubbing. God, it's so bad. Like, I'd rather watch it over Godzilla King of the Monsters, the 1956 version, not the 2019 version. But like, it is not a fun watch. Yeah, remembering the Gamera series, interview with Noriaki Uasa. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Gamera special, alternate English credits, original Japanese trailer, US video promo, and image gallery. And then for setup audio, we have Japanese 1.0, English 1.0, and the previously mentioned commentary. For setup subtitles, we have English subtitles. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the case on all of the discs. I haven't quite checked,
but I noticed that the English subtitles, at least for Gamera Super Monster, they don't turn on when you're watching the film in English. And I'm wondering if it's because they're different translations, so the subtitles might not match up with the dub. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, that was the disc menu for Gamera the Giant Monster. Now let's move on to the disc menu for Gamera vs. Berrigan and Gamera vs. Gyaos. Alright, and here's the disc menu for Gamera vs. Berrigan as well as Gamera vs. Gyaos. So let's start off with the Gamera vs. Berrigan portion because, that was the first one to come out. Yeah, so we got play film, special features, commentary by August Dragon and Jason Varney, or Varney, I'm not sure. Introduction by August Dragon. War of the Monsters, that is the American re-release of Gamera vs. Berrigan. I haven't actually watched this one. I only watched the American version of Gamera the Giant Monster. I'm sure it's not very good though. Yeah. Anyways, alternate English credits, theatrical trailers, and image gallery. And then for setup audio, we have Japanese 1.0, English 1.0, number 1, AITV. I'm not exactly sure what that means. And English 1.0, number 2, Dai. So I assume these are different English dubs. I'm not exactly sure exactly what the difference is. I assume this one, because it says Dai, this is provided by Dai themselves, who is the production company responsible for these films. Yeah, and we also have the commentary, as previously mentioned, and then setup subtitles. It's English subtitles. Now let's go on to Gamera vs. Gyaos. So, yeah. So, play film, special features, commentary by Stuart Galbraith the fourth. Stuart Galbraith number 4. He's the fourth in a production line. Oh god. Anyways, introduction by August Dragon, alternate English credits, theatrical trailers, and image gallery. And then for setup audio, Japanese 1.0, English 1.0, number 1 AITV, English 1.0, number 2 Dai, and then the previously mentioned commentary. And subtitles, it's still English subtitles. Yeah. Now, let's move on to the next disc, which is for Gamera vs. Virus and Gamera vs. Giran. Alright, this is the disc menu for Gamera vs. Virus and Gamera vs. Giran. Let's again start off with the Gamera vs. Virus part because it came first. I actually noticed that the logo here is slightly different than the one on the case. It's not that major of a difference, but I don't know, just something interesting. Yeah, anyways, we got play film, special features, commentary by Carl Craig and Jim Cirinella? Sure, let's go with that. I apologize if I butchered that. Introduction by August Dragon, Gamera vs. Virus, 52 years later, G-Fest, 2003 highlights, the 4th Nippon Jamboree. I'm sorry if I butchered that too. Alternate English credits. Man, I just can't talk at all today, can I? Theatrical trailers and image gallery. And then for setup audio, Japanese 1.0 and English 1.0. And setup subtitles, it's English subtitles. Yeah. And then now let's go on to the Gamera vs. Giran part. Yeah, this logo is also very different than on the case. Yeah. Anyways, play film again, special features, commentary by David Callett, I'm not sure, introduction by August Dragon, it could be Ragon, I'm not sure, alternate English credits, theatrical trailers, image gallery, Neptune Media Archive Gallery, and that's it. And then for subtitles, or setup, I guess I'll just do subtitles first to be different. We have English subtitles, and then for setup audio, Japanese 1.0, English 1.0, number 1 AITV, and English 1.0, number 2 from Dai, and then the previously mentioned commentary. Alright, now let's move on to the final disc in this collection, which is for Gamera vs. Jiger, Gamera vs. Zigra, and Gamera Super Monster. Alright, Here's the disc menu for Gamera vs. Jiger, Gamera vs. Zigra, and Gamera Super Monster. Let's just select the Gamera vs. Jiger portion first. Again, the disc, or like the logo, is very different to the case. I wonder if the logos on the Blu-rays were earlier versions, that by the time they decided to change it, it was already too late. Yeah. Anyways, play film, special features, commentary by Edward H. Holland, introduction by August Ragone, alternate English credits, original Japanese trailer, original German trailer, that's interesting, US TV spot, and image gallery. Setup, we have setup audio, which is Japanese 1.0, English 1.0, and the previously mentioned commentary, and setup subtitles, English subtitles. Now, let's move on to the next one, which is Gamera vs. Zigra. Okay, yeah, I actually prefer this logo to the one on the case. Still has the same, like, sort of design in the word Zigra, with it being split in half, but, like, yeah. Anyways, yeah, play film, special features, which is commentary by Sean Rhodes and Brooke McCorkle. All right. Introduction by August Ragone, alternate English credits, original Japanese trailer, US video promo, and image gallery. Setup audio, Japanese 1.0, English 1.0, previously mentioned commentary, subtitles, English subtitles. And then for the final one, Gamera Super Monster. Yeah, that just really, really showing the fact that this ship, that's a Star Destroyer from Star Wars. Like you can't tell me otherwise. Like, this entire film is basically a ripoff of other films when it isn't just straight up stealing from previous ones. Sorry, I need to stop because I do not like this movie. Yeah, play film, special features, commentary by Richard Pusateri? Sure. Introduction by August Ragone, alternate English credits, theatrical trailers, and image gallery, and then setup audio, Japanese 1.0, English 1.0, previously mentioned commentary, and subtitles, English subtitles. All right, now let's move back to the table to look at the Gamera Heisei era set.
All right, now that we looked at all of those disc menus, let's put these back and let's go to the Heisei era set. Yeah. I think people are way more likely to agree that these are the better films in the series. Personally, I like the Showa era, but then again, I'm a fan of like the really weird stuff, especially in terms of kaiju movies. But yeah, I love this design for Gamera. I think this is the one from Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris or Iris. Um, yeah, and and I love how you have all the monsters here too. You have Gyaos, Legion, Iris, Zetus right there, and then right there is a little Toto. Um, yeah. Anyways, here's the front. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's the spine. And here's the back. Yeah. Now let's slip all of these Blu-rays out. Again, rearrange them so I can showcase them in the correct order. Yeah. So let's look at the first one. Gamera, the Guardian of the Universe. This is my favorite Gamera film. Yeah. I don't know why, honestly. Like, I don't know why it's this one specifically, but I quite enjoy it. But yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. Then when we open this up, yeah, again, we have another advertisement for Arrow Video. Yeah. Yeah. I will say, though, I never quite liked how Gamera looked in this film. I always thought he looked a bit too cartoonish, especially for the tone that they were going for. Yeah, anyways, we open this up. or like when we take the disc out, we have the theatrical poster for the film. Yeah, there we go. Now, let's move on to the next film, which is Gamera 2, Attack of Legion. Yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. When we open this up, take the disc out. Again, it's the theatrical poster. There we go. Then let's look at the next one, which is Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris. Yeah, I really like this design for Gamera, especially since I feel like it more closely fits the tone of these movies, especially this one, which is like super dark and depressing. Uh, yeah, so here's the front, spine, and the back. Then when we open this up, yeah, and the theatrical poster for this one, which is like, okay, what is even going on here? Like, just randomly, like, you just have Gamera there, and then just Iris is just there, like randomly shooting a laser. I will say I do like how thick the Roman numeral 3 here looks. I know it's like a stylistic choice, but like I don't know. Yeah. Then for the final film, Gamera the Brave. And like, okay, this is something that has always bothered me. I know Zedis is supposed to be purple in the film, but like he wasn't this purple. Like he almost looked more like a reddish purple, if that makes sense. But like, yeah, like I don't know. He just never looked this purple. And yeah, you got Toto there. I'll say I also don't like Toto's design in the film. I think he looks way too cartoony, and like this film was kind of like almost like an homage to both the Showa era and the Heisei era of Gamera films. But like, yeah. So here's the front, here's the spine, then here's the back. When we open this up, yeah, this is completely different artwork from the front cover. Yeah, this is actually the opening of the film. Yeah, we take this out. We have the theatrical poster. Yeah. Anyways, let's head to the TV once again and see what all of these Blu-rays have to offer.
Right, here's the disc menu for Gamera, the Guardian of the Universe. Yeah, so play film, special features, commentary by Matt Frank, the guy who actually did the artwork for all of these sets, introduction by August Dragon, a testimony of 15 years, part 1, interviews with Shizuki Kaneko and Shinji Higuchi. I really hope I didn't butcher those names. Special effects interview with Shinji Higuchi, behind the scenes, production announcement, backstage clip The Legend, Yubari Film Festival, Hibiya Theater Opening Day, alternate English credits, trailers and TV spots, and image gallery. For setup, we have setup audio. We have more than just blank 1.0. Anyways, Japanese 5.1, Japanese 2.0, English US 5.1, English US 2.0, English UK 2.0. Oh, it's Gamera, isn't it? Oh god, that was dumb. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then the previously mentioned commentary. Setup subtitles. It's English subtitles again. All right, let's move on to the next disc, which is for Gamera 2, Attack of Legion. All right, here's the disc menu for Gamera 2, Attack of Legion. Yeah, play film, special features, commentary by Kyle Yount. I'm not sure. Lake Texarkana comedy dub, introduction by August Dragon, a testimony of 15 years, part 2, behind the scenes production footage, behind the scenes special effects footage, production announcement, backstage clip, Sky, promotional events, Hibiya Theater opening day, additional English credits, comedy dub outtakes, trailers and TV spots, and image gallery. Setup audio, Japanese 5.1, Japanese 2.0, English 5.1, English 2.0, previously mentioned commentary, and previously mentioned comedy dub. And then for subtitles, it's English subtitles again. Yeah. Let's move on to the next disc, which is for Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris. Or Iris, I'm not exactly sure. I think it's Iris. Alright, this is the disc menu for Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris. Alright, play film, special features, commentary by Steve Rifle and Ed Godziszewski? Ziszewski? I'm not exactly sure how you say that. Commentary by Gamera, Iris, and Soldier 6. Is that literally just like the movie playing and then there's just random bits of roaring from any of them? Is it subtitled so you know what they're saying at least? I need to check out more of these special features. Yeah. Introduction by August Dragon, a testimony of 15 years, part 3, DNA Tokusatsu exhibition, publicity announcement, photo op, backstage clip, I Want You to Teach Me Again, Shibuya Cine Tower opening day, deleted scenes, The Awakening of Iris remix, storyboard animation, special effects outtakes, comedy dub outtakes. I noticed this one didn't have a comedy dub, unless that was the Gamera Iris one. Additional English credits, trailers and TV spots, and image gallery. For setup audio, Japanese 5.1, Japanese 2.0, English 5.1, English 2.0, and then the two previously mentioned commentaries. And for subtitles, we have English subtitles. All right, let's move on to the final disc, which is for Gamera the Brave. All right, here's the disc menu for Gamera the Brave. Yeah, play film, special features, commentary by Keith Aiken and Bob Johnson, how to make a Gamera movie, behind the scenes of Gamera the Brave, the men that made Gamera, opening day premiere, Keiho's Summer, or maybe Kaho, I'm not sure, special effects supercut, trailers and TV spots, and image gallery. And for setup audio, we have Japanese 5.1, Japanese 2.0, English 5.1, English 2.0, and the commentary track, English subtitles. I can't talk apparently. Anyways, that was all the disc menus that we had to look at today. So let's move back to the table for the final time.
All right. Now that we've looked at all of the disc menus for all of these movies, yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.